Welcome, welcome, welcome to Fearen Fear Files. How y'all doing out there? How y'all doing? I got a lot of good videos. I had an episode that I did last night that I wanted to redo because it was a couple of glitches with the camera, but I think I got those glitches kind of taken care of. So I want to come with y'all with this one again to try to see if we can make up for it.
Hey guys, so stick around for this whole video if you like UFO stuff, because this one is crazy, and the story that goes with it is just as crazy. So this one originated from a Reddit post, but what's really interesting about this is that Tom DeLonge found it and posted it. Yes, that Tom DeLonge from Blink-182 and now UFO disclosure. So I'm going to let this one play out and then I'll come back and tell you some more about it. But pay attention to the sounds you're going to hear. So I told you I'd come back and tell you some more about this one, and it gets kind of crazy. So while I show you some close-ups and replays of this here, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this story. So this random post on Reddit that was left from an account that had only ever posted this didn't just magically go viral. Tom DeLonge found it. How did he find it? Yeah, that's kind of the question that I'm wondering too. But some of us know if you happen to be into UFOs or into Blink 182 or like me and into both, Tom DeLonge has been into the UFO scene for like a decade or more and started a company called To the Stars where he promotes disclosure and is working with people to bring information out. People like who? Well, there's actually some interesting names in that list. Names like John Podesta, the White House Chief of Staff during the Clinton administration, or like General McCaslin, one of the 15 missing American scientists who recently disappeared off the face of the Earth. But why do I bring this stuff up? How does it tie into this story? Well, it's honestly a bit of speculation, but we don't know who made this post, so that's just what it's going to be. But somebody told Tom about this post, or at the very least, somebody told him that what was in this post is real. So who does Tom know that would have been privy to that kind of information? It sounds like there's a possibility for a few people. Maybe Podesta, he knows Lou Elizondo, or maybe it was General William Neal McCaslin, one of the scientists trying to bring out disclosure who recently went missing. And there are actual emails we can see sent back and forth between these guys, Podesta, Tom, and General McCaslin. So it's all just speculation, but it is really strange and it makes you really wonder about what the heck is going on here. One more interesting bit about the story here is we've seen this kind of action from another account before in the UFO world, the person who posted the skinny Bob footage, and wouldn't you know it, the person who posted this footage here that we've been watching from Reddit was named Bob. Could never know. It totally speculation, but it's not impossible for it to have been, right? I mean, there's no evidence to suggest it, but it's pretty hard to say for sure one way or the other. Just a very unique bit of UFO history here tied up in this really cool video with a really cool dude. I happen to like Tom DeLonge a lot. I love Blink-182. Sorry, not sorry. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up here. There is honestly more that I could say about this video, but I've been yapping your ear off, so I'm going to go ahead and tie this one off. If you like this kind of thing, please like and follow for more. I'm going to be posting this kind of thing forever. There's so much of this stuff, and I'm obsessed with it, so I post good stuff about it. So please like, follow, comment, press all the buttons, do all that shit, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Captured in 2016 by a woman one evening, it shows an unusual looking UFO flying in what almost resembles a zigzag lightning pattern.
What the fuck is that? What the? It looks like it's moving with the clouds.
Oh, did you see this?
That's fucking crazy.
Now that does look kind of strange out there. Look like some floating garbage to me.
I've shared this footage before, but no one has ever solved it because it's genuinely unusual and mysterious.
June 2002, over Bagram Air Base in Afghanistan, a service member watches the stars start blinking out. Something huge passing overhead, west to east, a perfect triangle, 500 feet across, deadly silent, steady speed, not a single light on it. The guy next to him saw it too. He turned and said, "Did you see that?" 2011, two more service members, another sighting. Where it happened, the government still won't say. 2023, now it's over an American backyard. A former defense employee on his porch when a silent triangle drops as low as 300 feet. No wings, no engine, no rumble. He said if it hadn't been a clear night, he never would have caught it. Gone in 4 seconds. Same city, same year, another witness, another black triangle. This one's pixelated, kind of distorted, with a red light burning in each 3 of the corners. Whatever these are, they keep showing up where they absolutely shouldn't.
We've had repeated instances of something operating in the airspace over restricted nuclear facilities, and it's not ours, and we don't know whose it is.
This tranche of evidence released today, it notably includes numerous reports of large triangular-shaped UAP over sensitive military sites, witnessed by credible military witnesses, people who we trust with a lot of power. These reports come from the FBI, and also in the tranche is a number of reports of orbs encountering our fighter jets and performing in ways that no known aircraft can.
There's a police car here. Should I, like, ask them?
If there's aliens?
Oh, yeah, I'll ask.
We should
them.
ask.
Have you ever heard of, like, any alien sightings here?
I mean, I've seen some weird stuff, like hiking up in the Backbone Trail and stuff.
Did you see any shadow people?
I mean, it could just be a crackhead.
Oh, okay, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see a shadow man by the tree, by the bathroom. But this is alien hunting. So
This is alien
so I just kept quiet. All right, spirits, tell us if the aliens are here. That scared me.
My bad. You were like, gotta go.
Scared of the alien?
There's like 3 responses. There's like flight, freeze, and duck.
Oh, I ducked. I don't want to get abducted.
The place that we're in, it kind of like goes down like this. We're down here. There's like a crevice. We're in the crevice.
I love crevices.
I love crevices as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm seeing where the aliens would be intuitively.
Where would you go?
I would go in the goat butt.
That's the crevice!
Whoa, look at what I just got on this. What is that?
What is that?
What? Does that not look alien-like? I use this for like spirit things. They are able to manipulate the AI images into photos, so they show you things. That's very alien-like.
It's like insect-like.
Yeah.
Why are we going down creepy stairs again?
Because we're trying to attract the aliens, Maddie.
I heard if you make like the most obnoxious noises, then the aliens will come. You gotta do it.
I gotta do it!
Yeah. Go into this position, you put your arms back. I read this online somewhere. You go.
It's a little green man!
It is a little green man. It's a fairy.
Wow, it does look like a fairy.
Why is it glowing like that?
I don't know. Why is
It's like
it glowing?
neon green.
That's kind of wild.
Guys, I told you my mating call worked. I bet you there's aliens in the sewer.
But sometimes the real journey begins outside the window.
Oh my God!
Strange shapes, glowing anomalies, and
Now, I'd say, wow, look at that.
join us to watch the strangest sights captured by flight passengers. On a 2024 flight from Paris to London, some passengers spotted something strange out the window. Tall, humanoid figures seemed to be standing on top of the clouds, motionless and paired up like silent sentinels. They didn't drift or flap. They simply held their ground. People froze, unsure whether they were seeing a reflection, a trick of light, or something stranger. Netizens blamed optics, while others whispered about watchful beings above us. Either way, it's one of those sights that won't leave you once you've seen it. Spiked cube. Back in February 2020, an Airbus A320 cruising over Medellin ran into something the crew didn't expect in their airspace. The captain snapped a photo and then zoomed in. The object looked like a dark metal cube with spikes jutting out. At 30,000 feet, it didn't belong there, and the image set off a storm of wild theories online. Some viewers leapt to the extraterrestrial angle, asking whether this was an invasion teaser. Others suggested far more ordinary explanations. Whatever you believe, it's the kind of sight that makes you stare at the sky twice.
Pilots are the people who work in the sky and operate in it, so they're going to have the best view of any potential UFOs around. It has these kind of little points that stick out. It does seem to be darker in color and not like a bright, shining balloon.
Vanishing smoke. On a Boeing 787. First, it held a steady course, then it tilted and dropped toward the Earth. Before anyone could fully process what was happening, the object disappeared, but the smoke lingered, tracing a strange path through the sky that left viewers wondering what they had just seen. Sky Sentinel. Smoky halo. Flying from Chicago to New York, passengers peered out and saw something odd in the sky. A perfect white ring, smoky in texture, sitting completely still. It slipped out of view. Scientists might call it a rare atmospheric event, but once the clip hit the web, believers argued it looked like a gateway, a portal to another dimension. It's your take. Drop your thoughts below. Nevada Blur. Unexpected passengers.
Passenger signalled over to cabin crew. She said she'd seen a snake on the wing and apparently...
Few passengers expect their biggest scare in the skies to come from reptiles. Yet, on an Australian flight, people looked out the window in disbelief when a massive python was spotted coiled around the wing while the jet cruised at 30,000 feet. The sight left everyone frozen in place. As if that wasn't enough, a A second incident shook travelers soon after, this time on an AirAsia flight. A snake appeared inside the cabin itself, slithering across the glowing ceiling panel as horrified passengers recorded on their phones. Whether these creatures sneaked aboard from the runway or found another way in, the back-to-back encounters left flyers deeply uneasy about what else could be lurking. Gliding figure. And left people scratching their heads. A man pointed his camera at a tall building and caught what looked like a humanoid form drifting upward. Its arms were stretched wide, its body stiff as it seemed to glide with ease. The footage was blurry, making it nearly impossible to capture any fine details. Just as the figure cleared the top of the building, the video ended, leaving only questions. Some argued it was a clever video trick, while others swore it resembled a Pleiadian, those Nordic-type extraterrestrials often described as human-like beings from beyond. Umbrella Mothership. In Japan's Kumamoto skies, a pilot recorded something that didn't fit any normal pattern. While flying above the clouds, he filmed a massive umbrella-shaped object hanging motionless. For a few minutes, it simply sat there. Then, without warning, dozens of smaller objects seemed to peel away from the larger shape and scatter into the sky. When the footage hit the web, many viewers declared it proof of a mothership releasing smaller crafts. Even skeptics admit this one ranks among the stronger arguments that unseen watchers might be up above. Cuba Rotator. Last summer, over the Caribbean, near Cuba, an unidentified object was filmed with a white ball rotating constantly around it. The rotating ball appeared to sweep in a full 360 degrees, like a radar scanning every direction. Some say it might be an alien vehicle, but another possible explanation is a classified U.S. military radar test. The U.S. Navy has facilities in the region, and that could match this future. Nevada Encounter. Nevada skies are often tied to strange tales, and one passenger might have caught something extraordinary while flying over its rugged mountains. The camera showed a metallic disc glinting in the sunlight, hovering steadily just outside the plane's window. It appeared to shadow the aircraft, sliding side to side as if inspecting it. Then, just as it seemed to drift away, the object suddenly darted. Acknowledgement. The clip became another Nevada mystery tucked behind government silence. Blue light. This clip ends abruptly, almost as if the camera gave up on recording. But before it cuts out, passengers see a glowing blue object emerge from the clouds on a London to New York flight. It didn't look like lightning or a plane, more like something alive, pulsing with light. Viewers argue that the object's intense pulses might have interfered with the camera, which would explain the sudden blackout. Many online said the flashes looked deliberate, like a signal from something hidden in the clouds. Could this point to long-rumored secret bases hiding above us? Sound off in the comments. What do you think? Dutch near miss. A Ryanair passenger on a September 2015 flight from Eindhoven to Spain captured a tense moment over the Netherlands. They filmed a dark, disc-shaped object racing toward the wing, and the sudden approach caused noticeable turbulence that forced the pilot into an emergency maneuver. The video spread quickly, and news outlets labeled it a near miss between the jet and an unknown object. Clips like this make it harder to write off every sighting as fantasy when witnesses and pilots describe similar close calls. Sydney Skywalker. Sydney residents witnessed something that still feels unreal. Someone filming casually pointed their camera upward and caught what appeared to be a figure moving high in the sky. It didn't have wings, nor was it a drone or jetpack. It looked eerily like a human drifting upward, arms stretched as if floating toward the clouds. Viewers compared it to a capeless Superman, though no one could explain how it was happening. Whether a trick, a stunt, or something beyond us, the moment carried a supernatural energy that left people baffled. Unusual object.
Have you ever noticed, y'all ever noticed,
Among
you
the
ever
cloud
noticed that when they
sightings,
show
one stood out
those
for its
floats,
unusual
it
shape.
don't ever
From the
be
window of a
where you
plane,
can really
a
see
passenger
the face
filmed
in
a
the
star-like
body, you
craft
just see
hovering
bird.
still, its angles sharp against the
That's
soft
crazy,
backdrop. Once the clip hit the internet, opinions split in every direction. Some dismissed it as spur spread. Maybe it wasn't human technology at all, but rather something alien keeping a silent watch from above. Spinning blue light. Scottsdale, Arizona, witnessed something truly out of the ordinary. Neighbors stepped outside to find a circular object glowing with an intense, dark blue light. The strange thing wasn't just hovering, it was spinning round and round high above the homes. People stood in disbelief, pointing their cameras toward the sky, unable to explain what they were seeing. The object remained for quite some time, almost like it wanted to be noticed, before slowly fading out of sight. To this day, no clear explanation has been given, but many still call it one of the strangest UFO moments ever caught on tape. Contrail illusion. A video dated March 2019 adds another layer to aerial mysteries. At first glance, viewers saw what looked like a sky creature twisting and stretching across the horizon, something that looked alive. But a closer look revealed the kind left behind by high-flying aircraft. Analysts explain the odd appearance came from the brightness of the sky overwhelming the camera's sensors, causing the aircraft itself to blend in, while only the vapor trails remained visible. For skeptics, this was simply a technical effect. Yet believers argued there's always the chance the contrails belong to something far stranger than a jet crossing the sky. Saucer flash.
Here's what I think. I think that they got that invisible tech, you know what I'm saying, and they flying those airplanes and they're leaving those trails, you know what I'm saying? So they trying to act like, you know what I'm saying, we got all this stuff. This stuff that you see in the movie, man, they got all that technology. They got it all.
A sudden streak zipping into frame. At first, it was just a blur moving at full speed, but when the footage was slowed down, the shape looked weirdly familiar, like a saucer with extended edges. The pilot was left wondering, fast drone, camera artifact, or evidence that classic flying saucers still patrol our skies. Skeptics and believers both debated the clip, and the question remains, what did that shape really mean? Dorito UFO. A bystander's phone captured a bizarre triangular object hovering at roughly 3,000 feet. A shape people compared to a Dorito chip.
3,000 feet up now, I'd say. Wow, look at that.
Some onlookers went further, saying it looked like it was preparing to release something. Whether you believe that or not, the sight left people shaken and talking. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What do you think that triangle was doing up there? Diamond sighting. Passengers flying out of Los Angeles filmed something odd at over 20,000 feet. Fast-moving, diamond-shaped objects streaking past the plane. The clip went viral because of the shape and how quickly those objects moved. It's easy for the mind to leap to alien ships, but the truth is often less dramatic. These could be drones, stray balloons, odd cloud effects, or just tricks of light. Still, while skywatchers were convinced they'd seen something extraterrestrial, no official agency confirmed what it was, so the mystery stayed intact. Flat Watcher. This passenger, looking out a window on a routine flight, noticed something unexpected. An object hanging level beside the plane, almost disc-like in shape. At first, it looked like a frisbee, but when it drew near, its flat metallic form became obvious. The craft hovered, then dropped a short distance before rocketing away at incredible speed, as if it didn't want to be seen. Whether that was advanced tech or something else, the clip made a lot of people rethink how empty the upper sky really is. Tic Tac. A man filming from a passenger plane high above the mountains recorded something that stopped him cold. Outside his window, a bright object shaped like a tic-tac zipped past, emitting intense light and periodically seeming to pause mid-flight. It flashed across the view at incredible speed, then appeared to stop briefly before continuing, as if teleporting from one spot to another in an instant. Passengers watching the clip were baffled because no known aircraft behaves that way, and the sighting prompted many wild theories. People gave in their guesses online, but no one could say for sure what the object truly was. Share your theories in the comments below. Saucy sighting. Among the countless UFO clips in 2023, one unusual video managed to steal the spotlight. In August, a model filmed something darting past her airplane window that many began calling the clearest UFO footage ever. The object was disc-shaped, zooming by in seconds. But what shocked people wasn't just the speed or the shape. It was the word truff, printed boldly on its side. That's right, the Hot Sauce Company. Known for playful advertising, the brand wasted no time sharing the video itself, fanning the flames of the viral moment. Whether it was real or staged, one thing's certain: Truff found a way to make UFOs part of their marketing recipe. Vanished in light. Back in 2019, Maryland gave us one of the eeriest viral clips yet. A Naval Academy student was out testing his small aircraft when his camera caught something bizarre: an orb of glowing light drifting toward the plane. Within seconds, the craft seemed to dissolve inside the glow, as if it had been swallowed. Then the orb moved away and disappeared into the clouds, leaving no trace of the aircraft. The footage was grainy and hard to interpret, but chilling nonetheless. Officials explained it away as a simple recording glitch. UFO enthusiasts, however, claimed it could have been a portal or an advanced craft testing our defenses. Some even suggest this was just the beginning of something larger, still unseen. Rendlesham Glow. The woods of Rendlesham in England have been tied to strange sky encounters for decades, but in 2025, the legend grew. A local caught footage of an unusual object hovering in the air near the RAF base. At first, it was perfectly still, but then its lower half began to shine. Out of nowhere, a streak of light shot downward like lightning. It glowed once more before slowly fading, leaving the sky empty as if nothing had been there. Skeptics chalked it up to weather or tricks of the eye. Believers, however, said this was proof. Something from beyond had entered our skies that night. LaGuardia Cylinder. In March 2024, Michelle Reyes was on a flight near New York's LaGuardia when she filmed a strange, dark object floating in the sky. It looked like a cylinder, silent and oddly still, so she reported it to the FAA as a possible safety issue, but heard nothing back. The clip later showed up online, where viewers debated what it was. Some called it a drone, others guessed a conventional aircraft. Experts pushed back, noting drones aren't allowed at that altitude near busy airports. If it wasn't a drone, what then? A few people suggested an alien craft keeping watch, and the official silence only made some think this might not be the first time something unexplained has been spotted there. Mosquito mayhem. Passengers were buckled in and ready for takeoff when the cabin suddenly turned into an insect rave. On October 6th, a Volaris flight from Guadalajara to Mexico City stalled on the tarmac because a swarm of mosquitoes had invaded the plane. They swarmed through the aisles like they owned the place, and flight attendants sprayed repellent in every direction, desperately trying to reclaim the cabin.
Oh, my eyes. Close your eyes.
It turned into a slow, unexpected and airborne safari before mysterious red lights. Passengers flying over the Pacific Ocean couldn't believe their eyes when they saw the clouds below glowing with intense red lights. At first, even the pilot joked about aliens or a secret military test. The video spread quickly online, fueling endless theories. Some viewers suggested a volcanic eruption hidden below the water, while others were convinced it was a fleet of UFOs. But experts offered a more down-to-earth explanation. Commercial fishing boats often use massive LED lights to attract fish, and from high above, those beams can reflect off the clouds. Still, many believe there was more to the red glow than fishing lamps. Balloon mystery. Something strange hovered quietly in the sky. At first glance, it looked like a simple balloon drifting slowly. But when the camera zoomed in, this was also unusual. No hum of propellers, no sound of machinery. Too still to be a drone. Too odd to be a hot air balloon. Whatever it was, it hung there like it didn't belong. An object impossible to place. No one watching could give it a name. Turkey passenger. You don't expect feathered company on a commercial flight, but that's exactly what happened in February 2016. Jody Smalley boarded a Seattle-San Francisco flight with her 25-pound turkey, Easter, tucked in beside her. Easter wasn't a random barnyard bird. He was certified as an emotional support animal and even wore a diaper for the trip. Jody said she was traveling to scatter her late husband's ashes and that the turkey helped her through the grief. Fellow passenger.
A parakeet, but not a turkey.
Burning balloon. A family thinks they filmed a UFO that looked like it was on fire. Wild, right? The footage shows a bright object hanging in midair, not moving. Some viewers wondered if it was a balloon catching flame, but experts had another take. A video analyst and an aviation specialist studied the clip and
significant UFO history.
The object is quite curious to me because it seems to have no visible means of propulsion. So this
Quebec gave the clip extra buzz. Disruptive passenger. Not every strange flight story involves UFOs. Sometimes it's the passengers themselves. On a flight out of Las Vegas, one man drew attention for all the wrong reasons. Witnesses said he started growling like an animal, pulling his mask on and off, cursing at the crew, and even flashing obscene gestures. Flight attendants tried to calm him down, but his outbursts only grew louder until security had to escort him off as soon as the plane landed. Videos of the incident quickly circulated online, with some saying his erratic actions looked almost possessed. Whatever the cause, the trip ended with him in custody instead of at his destination.
His face mask over his eyes before shouting, "Don't find it! Really?"
Stormy flight. For Mallorca ran straight into the grip of fierce storms, hitting Spain's Balearic Islands. Crosswinds as strong as 80 miles per hour tossed the jet from side to side, while passengers held on tight. A bystander recorded the wild approach, showing how rough the descent had become. With no other choice, the captain pulled away and circled back, canceling the landing attempt for everyone's safety. The pilot later confirmed the winds were simply too dangerous to risk it. For the people on board, it was a flight they won't soon forget. Door trouble. Door sensor showing that the door was open when it wasn't. In trying to fix it, the pilot adjusted the handle just slightly too far, and the door suddenly unlatched midair. The rush of wind tore through the cockpit, and for a moment, it seemed like disaster was about to strike. Luckily, the pilot held the door in place until he could land safely. It turned into one unforgettable flight, teaching him just how quickly things can go wrong up there. Saucer cloud. One ordinary day in Moscow turned bizarre when locals spotted a saucer-shaped cloud floating unusually low above Andropov Avenue. One witness quickly pulled out a phone to capture the sight, sounding both puzzled and amazed in the recording. The shape lingered in the sky, appearing almost alive, like something watching from above. While skeptics dismissed it as nothing more than an odd weather formation, many online viewers felt it was too unusual to ignore. Was it open? Possession on plane. A claimed to be a preacher stood up and announced that the woman was possessed. He insisted that only divine power could help, raising the tension inside the cabin even further. The crew wasted no time. They diverted the plane straight to Dallas. Once on the ground, authorities stepped in and escorted the woman away, while passengers shared their accounts. Beyond that moment, little else has been confirmed, leaving the strange incident wrapped in mystery. Skyscrapers? Ever experienced sitting on a plane, glancing out your window, and seeing something completely unexpected? That's what happened to a traveler flying from California to Boston. While admiring the colorful glow of a sunset, the passenger noticed towering skyscrapers poking through the dense clouds below. The sight was breathtaking, but also puzzling, especially since a heavy fog advisory had been issued that day. Somehow, the buildings pierced through the haze, making it one of the most unreal views ever recorded mid-flight. Sky Squid Mystery. In Mexico, on December 13th, 2009, a man's quiet day turned unusual when he spotted something drifting far above. Against the blue sky, a white object hovered. Long, thin, the sighting without much explanation. Many were unsettled. Why brush it off so quickly, especially coming from the agency that spends its life observing the skies? Some fleet above clouds. A routine flight turned extraordinary when a passenger glanced out his window and froze. Hovering above the clouds wasn't one object, but a cluster of metallic-looking crafts. Without wasting time, he pulled out his phone to record. The footage briefly went viral, but soon after, it was flagged and removed from major platforms. Those who managed to see it said the objects moved in perfect sync, nothing like planes or military formations. Their eerie coordination left many calling it undeniable proof of a fleet traveling together through our skies. Vanishing disc. In 2017, a passenger aboard a commercial plane aimed their camera at the sky and caught something breathtaking. Just a short distance away, a metallic disc-shaped craft seemed to glide downward in full view. Its movement was smooth, almost controlled, as if it knew where it was headed. Then, before more could be recorded, it disappeared instantly. Viewers believe the object detected was being filmed and cloaked itself. Some claimed it was one of the clearest UFO sightings, hinting at advanced technology hidden in plain sight. Plastic bag. April 2013 brought one of the strangest passenger photos the internet had ever seen. A man on a commercial flight sat completely sealed inside a giant plastic bag. Dressed in traditional black attire with a kippah on his head, the image immediately raised questions. Some online said it was a way to avoid contact with women, tied to religious modesty. Others thought he might be a Cohen, part of an ancient Jewish priesthood who must not risk contact with cemeteries, even if only flying over them. Whatever the case, his picture left the internet buzzing. It began with a single photo. A passenger on a flight over Nevada snapped a quick shot of something glowing through the clouds. He couldn't capture more, but when he shared it online, another man came forward with a video he recorded.
Hey. Tell the truth, that looked like an angel on it, man. Don't it look like an angel? That thing looked just like an angel, man. It looks just like one. You can see, look, you can see the wings. You can see a little head look like, but it looked like a big old robe on it. All right, let's get back to this. Check this out.
Recorded from his rooftop. The footage showed the same unreal glow with something dark inside it. At first, the shape could be mistaken for nothing more than oddly formed clouds drifting together. But then, the figure began to move, its limbs shifting in ways clouds never could. That's when it became clear this was something beyond explanation. Some viewers believed it was an angel descending from the sky, while others called it an alien creature traveling through this glowing portal. But no one was sure of what it was, and the mystery remained unanswered. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share.
Okay, guys, the image you're seeing here is I'm
seeing something here. I'm not sure what I'm recording.
Looks like, man, it looks like some kind of crazy looking spacecraft.
This video sparked a lot of debate because it looks very clear, but also unbelievable at the same time. One thing people often ask is why we don't believe clear footage, even without trying to double check or verify it. Yet at the same time, we complain that UFO footage is always blurry. Now, because of AI and advanced editing, it's even harder to find authentic clips. I'm sharing this because I personally find it intriguing. I'm not a CGI or AI expert, and I don't always know whether something is real or fake. That's why these videos are shared, to spark conversation and filter out the real ones. This object truly looks insane and almost too good to be true, but do you think there's any chance it could be real?
In this video, we're going through some of the most unsettling, unexplained, and bizarre events caught on camera. Some have scientific theories behind them, others don't. So, watch closely, because by the end, you might start to question whether these are just coincidences or something much bigger is happening around. Recently in Florida, the sky changed in an instant. 1 second it was clear, the next, the clouds rolled in so fast that everyone assumed a storm was coming. Normal enough, right? But then it got weird. A massive blue beam went straight down from the sky, hitting the ground like something was locking onto a target. And alongside it, thick, dark smoke started pouring down from the clouds, not rising up like fire smoke does, but coming down. Against all logic, no explanation from authorities. Just a blue laser beam, descending dark smoke, and a sky that looked like it was shutting down.
I've never seen anything like this. Never!
Mysterious skylight. Residents in California were going about their normal evening when they noticed something in the sky that didn't belong. There. A strange dark shape had formed between the clouds, sitting there completely still, while everything around it was normal. Then it started glowing, a warm golden light radiating from within it, growing brighter like something was about to come through. And then, just as suddenly as it appeared, the glow faded, and the shape dissolved back into the clouds like nothing had ever happened.
It's opening! It's like a door! You hear that?
Flaming portal. Nobody in this small Canadian town was prepared for what appeared above them last year, and honestly the footage makes it very clear why. A strange spherical glow emerged from within the clouds, slowly burning itself into a perfect ring of fire that just hung there in the sky, rotating, pulsing, looking less like weather and more like something opening up from the other side. Then suddenly it disappeared, leaving nothing behind except a sky that looked completely normal again. Nature doesn't create this, or unless it was a sign.
No!
Wobbling ground. One morning, a farmer stepped outside for her usual routine and immediately noticed something was off beneath her feet. The ground was wobbling, rippling underneath her like she was standing on a giant sheet of jelly. She started walking across it, and you can see in the footage how the entire surface bounces and sways with every step she takes. What makes this even stranger is that it had never happened on this land before, not once. And after a few minutes of this completely unexplainable wobbling, the ground just settled back to normal like nothing ever occurred. No seismic activity was reported anywhere in the area that morning. pink, mysterious sky. When a man in North Texas stepped outside during an incoming storm, he saw something nobody there had seen before. The entire sky had shifted into a deep, glowing, wall-to-wall pink, stretching as far as the eye could see. Meteorologists couldn't pin it down, and authorities stayed completely silent. But what unsettled people the most was how peaceful it looked for something that had absolutely no explanation.
What the is that?
Nature, sign of help. Due to ongoing tensions with the USA, people in Iran were looking for help. But then, something strange happened. They saw multiple figures appearing above the clouds, seemingly riding horses and moving across the sky. Some believed it was a message, or a sign of help from a higher power, while others questioned what they were really seeing. What are your thoughts on it? Share in the comments. Creepy event. In Switzerland, a strange event drew massive crowds into the streets. Two enormous towers stood side by side, and right between them, a giant eye symbol glowed from above, watching over everyone gathered below. Some locals showed up celebrating, treating it like a divine moment, believing the eye represented something holy and protective. But not everyone felt that way. A number of people watching the footage online were deeply unsettled, calling the whole setup satanic and warning others to stay away. Ring portal transportation. Drivers in Austin slowed down as a convoy passed. Military trucks escorting a massive ring-shaped structure covered in strange, unrecognizable symbols, leaving everyone confused and recording. At first it looked inactive, like something ancient, being relocated. But then the inside of the ring started glowing. A deep blue light began swirling within it, growing brighter as it moved down the highway. The authorities said nothing. They just kept transporting it down the road like everyone wasn't watching. Road crack.
There was a light earthquake which was felt in various towns in the country earlier this evening.
Near Nairobi, residents of a town woke up to something they couldn't explain. The ground had split open, forming a deep crack right through the land. There were no storms, nothing unusual before it happened. People gathered around, trying to understand what caused it. Experts were called in, but even they struggled to give a clear answer. Maybe it's a sign that our Earth is slowly starting to open up. One side, rain.
No rain here. But right there it is.
You might have noticed rain falling on one side of a road while the other side stays dry and clear, almost like an invisible wall is separating two worlds. It was earlier captured by a guy in Texas, Dallas. But let me explain to you why it happens. When rain clouds are often very small and localized, not spread across the whole sky, wind pushes moisture into small, concentrated areas, so it pours heavily in one spot, while just a few feet away, the sky stays clear and sunny. Creepy sky. People in Canada stepped out at night and found themselves staring at something that made absolutely no sense. The little part of the sky had turned a deep swirling pink and purple, clouds spinning slowly around a dark center like something was pulling them inward. It looked less like a weather event and more like a portal forming right above the city. People on rooftops filmed it in disbelief, and the person who posted the footage simply wrote, "What is going on? Just a sky that looked like it was opening up to something else entirely." Red Australian sky. In Western Australia, the sky suddenly turned a deep, unsettling red, and no one was ready for it.
That's unreal.
People stepped outside expecting a normal day, but the entire horizon looked like the end of time had arrived. Videos spread fast, yet only added more confusion. There were no clear signs of danger, but everything felt wrong. Later, it was linked to Cyclone Narelle, but many believed it was more than that, a warning sign connected to events already unfolding across the world. Giant hand. In Antioch, residents were stunned when a giant floating hand appeared above the clouds, captured by social media cameras. The hand-shaped formation hovered in the sky for several minutes before slowly fading away. Meteorologists claimed it was probably an unusual cloud formation mixed with changing light conditions, but locals weren't convinced. The shape was too precise, too clear to be random. Many believed it was something divine, a mysterious sign in the sky that no one could easily explain. Burning portal. This was filmed in Romania, and nobody who saw it in person could know everything around them. It stayed there for a short time, and then slowly faded, like it was never there. Locals there believe it was a sign, and it might appear again. Mystery crack land. Out in the Nevada desert, a drone captured something completely shocking. A long stretch of land, several kilometers wide, splitting open right down the middle. Nobody knows what caused it or why it happened. Some might guess it was a natural shift in the ground. But here's the strange part. There were no unusual vibrations or disturbances reported at all. The ground just opened up on its own, and the Earth isn't giving any explanation. Strange object. While exploring a woodland trail, a man came across something so unsettling that he immediately questioned how much further he wanted to walk. Right there, a dark black object was appearing and disappearing in plain sight, just flickering in and out of existence like it couldn't fully hold itself in this world. The shape was unlike anything recognizable. The man was visibly terrified by what he was looking at. He turned around and left, which I would say was the right call. Dust vortex. Chichen Itza, one of the most ancient and mysterious structures ever built on this planet. Thousands of years old, and still nobody fully understands how or why it was really constructed. And then this happens. Out of nowhere, on a completely clear day, a massive dust vortex suddenly spirals up right beside the pyramid. Tourists standing there were shocked. Everyone's filming, because here's what makes it unsettling. This isn't just any random location. The ancient Mayans believed Chichen Itza was a gateway between worlds, a portal between the living and something else entirely. Unidentified sound. Out in the snowy stretches of Greenland, a bizarre trumpet-like sound suddenly pierced the quiet, making a group of tourists stop in their tracks. Locals call it the hum. A strange noise some believe comes from the heavens as a warning.
Hey, that was that trumpet of our Lord and Savior. You know what I'm saying? That was that trumpet. I done heard that trumpet before.
Hearing it echo across the icy land felt unreal, like something from another world. Whether it's a natural oddity or something far stranger, that haunting sound left everyone questioning what's really out there. Huge pirate ship.
What the hell?
Late at night in Orlando, drivers were moving along a highway covered in thick fog when something impossible appeared on the roadside. A massive pirate ship stood there, as if it had been placed out of nowhere. People slowed down, trying to understand what they were seeing. And then, just as suddenly, it was gone. Some believe it was a glitch, others think something far stranger is at play.
What the heck?
Sky giant catch. A man was out recording what seemed like a perfectly ordinary weather moment when something started taking shape above the city that shocked him badly. Within the clouds, a massive demon-like face began forming. So detailed, so deliberate looking, with features so clear that calling it a coincidence feels almost insulting to your intelligence. The size of it alone is terrifying. This wasn't something small you needed to imagine. It stretched across a huge section of the sky like some enormous presence was watching the entire city from above. Without that camera, nobody would have believed this story. Divine Cross. Sometimes there are moments that divide people instantly, and what appeared over Colombia last year was exactly that kind of moment. A massive, glowing cross lit up the night sky above the town. The reaction split right down the middle. Half the crowd felt an overwhelming sense of blessing, like this sign had appeared specifically for them and their town. The other half felt pure fear, convinced this was a direct warning that something catastrophic was on its way. A cross that size appearing from nowhere doesn't come without a reason.
Meu Deus, olha aquilo. É uma cruz.
Unidentified light. A guy in Austin, Texas was up late when he noticed something seriously wrong with the sky. Strange lights flickered through the clouds, unlike any thunder or storm he'd ever seen, shifting and twisting in ways that made no sense. The shapes kept changing, almost like something was trying to break through from the other side. Everyone who saw the footage said the same thing. It didn't feel like weather. It felt like a warning. Hundreds of crow.
Oh my God, they better get up or they're gonna hit the power line.
Right now, in Israel, nothing feels normal, and people are starting to notice strange patterns around them. Here you can see hundreds of crows gathering over public and abandoned places, circling and watching in silence. It doesn't look random. It feels intentional, like something is drawing them there. Locals began reacting, saying this wasn't just nature behaving normally. Many believe these sightings are a sign, something connected to everything already happening. If things keep going this way, some fear the future may arrive sooner than anyone expects.
Oh my God.
Dubai, fish rain. High above Dubai, an ordinary rainy day took a turn no one expected. Streets were flooded, but soon, something stranger appeared. Fish began dropping from the sky near the Burj Khalifa, emerging from a single strange cloud. Locals watched in disbelief, unsure how this could happen. The unusual spectacle left people whispering about possible warnings or signs. Scientists might search for explanations, but for those who saw it, the falling fish felt like a rare, unexplainable event that While working in Brazil, a digger operator noticed something completely strange. The ground beneath his vehicle seemed to ripple and wobble like liquid. The soil moved in waves, almost as if the earth was breathing. He had no explanation for it, but after checking reliable sources, here's what it could be. A soil liquefaction, which happens when water-saturated soil temporarily loses its strength. Even knowing the science, seeing it with your own eyes makes it feel far more mysterious than just a natural phenomenon. Underground portal.
Oh, let's see. I guess he's pulling alright, it's a brick. Oh, wait, is that fire? What?
Most people expect portals to appear in the sky, but this time, one opened right on the ground. A worker removed a block, and what he saw below felt unreal. Red flames stretched deep down, just like the stories people whisper about. Nothing like this should exist underground. Yet it
A video that's been circulating online for quite some time is now getting fresh attention. Footage captured over the Saudi Arabian desert, where someone managed to film what appears to be a landed UFO with beings emerging from it.